Hello, and welcome back to the NRLW Weekly podcast, all thanks to Lite N Easy and Harvey Norman. I'm your resident NRLW superfan, Marlee Silva. As always, I'm joined by the legend of the game that is Ruan Sims. And on the show today, boy, oh boy, are we close to the finals, so that race to it is heating up. We're also joined by Roosters star Jocelyn Kelleher. We have all of our regular segments and, of course, give our tips for round 11, the final round of the regular season in the NRLW. Right now, Ru, it's great to see you as always, and it is time for you to tell us for the NRLW Weekly medal who your player and team of the week is.
Yes, well, this is always a tough one because we're getting some really great performances, and I feel like I say this every week, but they keep stepping it up, which is even better. But this week I've gone with a little one outside of the square a little bit, outside the box. I've given my team of the round to the Bulldogs.
Wow.
With their unexpected victory over the Sharks. And they went back to that style that they were playing at the start of the year, just being really direct and then allowing Ash Quinlan and Taylor Preston to be really creative off the back of the work that their middles were doing. Like Alexis Toeniai was immense.
Yeah.
And as was Tekka. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I just thought they went back to what really worked. Yeah. What is really their DNA. And so I really enjoyed seeing that. And obviously there were huge performances from the Roosters who held off a really strong Raiders outfit. Yeah. And the Broncos as well, very dominant win. But, yeah, my team of the week goes to the Doggies. Yes. And my player of the round, again, huge standout performances across the park. Tamika Upton was outstanding again for the Broncos, even earned herself an early mark. Keely Joseph was fantastic for the Broncos as well. But I've gone with Jessie Southwell.
I knew you were going to say that.
Honestly, she needed a really big game this week to help the Knights get back on track, to get their finals campaign. And it's exactly what I wanted to see out of her. And I think the way that they used her, having her on the ball, is smart. That's the way forward for them. And then Georgia Roach can just do what she does does best off the back of it. Yeah. For me, Jessie Southwell. But there were a number of really great performances across the park.
It just gets harder and harder.
Yeah, it does.
Hey, what about this breaking news today? Oh, come on, Jordan.
Oh, no.
Okay, we probably shouldn't make the people's ears bleed with our singing.
Well, I thought I sounded really good.
Okay. I didn't.
Yeah, I lost control. I actually did lose control.
Yeah.
I was that excited. Mm-hmm. I love Teddy. I love him.
Yeah. Not James Tedesco, Teddy Swims.
No, sorry, Teddy Swims. I also love James Tedesco. He's having an absolute blinder of a year, one of the best of his career.
It's kind of fitting then, isn't it?
Yeah, the two Teddys on fire. But Teddy Swims. Yes. And I tell you what, it's going to be really, Mum's going to want to go.
Is she?
Yeah, she loves Teddy.
There
Swims.
you go.
Loves him.
So context being, if you haven't seen, if you've been living under a rock,
oh,
Teddy
sorry, we should
Swims,
explain that. I just got excited.
Who, off the back of his, I believe, sellout Australian tour, is sticking around for the NRLW and NRL Grand Finals on October 5th. He is our Grand Final entertainment, and I'm so happy about it. Can you imagine what a Core Stadium's going to sound like singing along to that song?
It is going to be so epic.
So happy with that.
Almost as excited about Teddy Swims as I was about the potential that Metallica might have hung around a few years ago to do the Grand Final.
I swear we talk about that every year.
Every year. Like, honestly, if that ever happened, I would actually lose control.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm also going to lose control over Teddy Swims. I think that's a really great pick by the NRL. I think it's a great pick.
I think so too. Like, on Grand Final day, you need someone who has that like big, beautiful, rich voice.
Presence.
Oh, so
he has
good.
presence and he owns the space. And because it is such an open space, you do need that really big voice. And I'm so excited.
Let's go.
Oh, it's going to be epic.
And we're not far away from it, Ru.
Yeah.
That's the best thing ever.
And also, he has he didn't start in your regular musical way. Like he didn't, it broke out on social media. So he has a huge following and everyone and that song is iconic.
Yes.
Like when that plays, it's gonna be amazing.
Here we go. All right, we are pumped up. Let's get stuck into this one though. It's learning with Lite N Easy. Train hard, eat smart. Fuel up with Lite N Easy's delicious, ready-to-eat meals, the choice of elite athletes and busy fans alike. Ru, I believe we're learning something today that's quite in theme with the finals chat we've got going on.
Yes, absolutely. I had a couple of ideas, but then I thought maybe we should actually really do a mini deep dive on NRLW finals because it's the first time we've ever had 6.
Yes.
So it is a top 6. I know we've spoken about this previously or we've touched on it, but it is a top 6. The first 2 will have the first round off and then each will play each other. The winners of those other 2 games will then play the 2 that had a rest, and then they'll go into whoever wins those 2 will go into the grand final. But the way the ladder sits, and this is why I thought we should talk about it, is it's currently Roosters and Broncos at 1 and 2. Roosters sitting pretty up the top there on 20 points. Broncos 18. 3, 4, 5 and 6 currently occupied by the Cowboys, the Sharks, the Knights and the Titans. But this weekend's games, and we're going to get into it. We've got a lot of great games this weekend, but the Titans are looking to hold on to that 6 position this weekend. They really are because the Titans are sitting on 9 points. The Eels are sitting on 8 points. So,
I mean, it's crazy because if the Titans lose and Eels beat the Bulldogs on Friday night, they'll finish at 6.
Yeah.
And it's reminiscent of 2022 when they scraped in to the finals right at the end and then ended up there on Grand Final Day.
Yeah.
Like, it would be pretty amazing if they're able to
pull that off.
Yeah.
I know. And that's the thing. Like, if the Bulldogs play the way they did against the Sharks, it's going to be a tough game for the Eels. I know the Eels had a really good win.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a toughie. And that's why I think this weekend's games are really good because they've got a lot of bearing on how the finals will look.
Absolutely. And I have to say, mathematically, it is still possible.
Talk me through. You got a great DM about this. Can you talk me through the DM that you received, please?
It wasn't
even it was hilarious.
No,
comment.
This is embarrassing because I was actually commenting on a post back to someone saying, I am as delusional as you are. This is what I'm banking on.
I see you were feeding it.
Yes, so I was getting into the weeds of the comments, which I usually don't do, but I was very passionate about this. People know, you guys know, if you listen to this show, you know how much I care about these Bulldogs women. Mathematical potential for the Bulldogs is there's a 92-point differential, which is okay. So I believe it's something like the Titans have to lose by 40, and the Dogs have to win by 50. It's something like that. Look,
So currently the Titans are sitting at minus 24, and the Dogs are sitting at minus 116. So
yeah, and so
it's a lot of points.
I believe I can. I believe I will. That's what I'll be manifesting. Especially, you know, as we start at CommBank on Friday, I'll be like, come on, you Dogs. But anyway, very exciting. It does feel like, I mean, the Titans were so close against Newcastle on the weekend. And they just seemed to sort of lose a little bit. They fought their way back, and then just, I mean, Jessie was Jessie.
Jessie was fantastic. But this is, I think it's going to be really, well, that Titans-Raiders game, it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But it does have significant bearing on what happens.
And as it stands now, correct me if I'm wrong, if the Roosters and Bronx finish 1 and 2 as they are sitting right now, and I think it looks pretty likely that'll be the case, week 2 of the finals will have a Roosters home game and a Broncos home game.
Yeah, that sounds like what's going to be happening.
Okay, great. And then it'll be in week 1 of the finals, it'll be 4 and 5 who get home games? No.
So
3
it'll
and
be
4.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my brain.
Yeah. So
this is why we needed a Lite N Easy Learning on this segment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's all being decided at the moment, like where, how, days, times, like that's actually real time being decided right now.
Here's a question for you. I tend to be a fan of a double header at the same venue for finals.
Me too.
Yeah. You feel like that? That's what I wanted to see.
I really do, especially if it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Which is not going to happen this year because the men are playing on Saturday and Sunday this year. So the girls, it will be Friday and a Sunday.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So, which is a shame because I love the double header.
When we've done that before, I believe it was it your retirement year when we were at Leichhardt? I remember when you got carried off the field.
Yeah. I ugly cried on national television. Yes, that's me.
Because that was unreal.
Yeah,
I remember.
And it is because you get 4 teams, and I know that you don't get a home ground advantage.
Yeah.
But from a visual perspective, from a fan engagement perspective, it's awesome because you're all in the one spot. So things change.
Okay,
we'll see how it works out. But I love the double header.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I really, really do. And I can't imagine that we would be able to do a double header on a Friday.
Nah,
because then you don't get
some
engagement on for that 6 p.m. game.
Yeah.
It might be harder.
Until the NRL confirmed it this week that week 2 of the finals will be Saturday, Sunday for the men.
Yeah.
I had assumed we would be Friday, Saturday men, Sunday doubleheader girls.
Yes, me too.
With some time
Clean
and
air.
space, and it was just for that sucks.
I know it was disappointing, but yeah.
So the girls will be playing some great footy. That's what we can absolutely
there's
guarantee.
Always going to be good football.
Yes,
to watch.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for that, Ru. We cannot wait for finals to kick off next week. You are listening to the NRLW Weekly podcast with Marlee Silva and Ruan Sims, thanks to Lite N Easy and Harvey Norman. And welcome to the NRLW Weekly podcast, Jocelyn Kelleher from the Sydney Roosters. Jocelyn, it's so great to have you join us. I mean, from this Roosters side who just look unstoppable, and you've been a huge part of it. How are you? How have you felt the season's gone so far?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure. But yeah, the season's been really good so far. We're all gelling pretty well, bonded on and off the field, so I think that helps as well.
Well, Jossie, it's been a massive year, not just for the team, but for yourself. And you debuted at Origin, the first time that you got called up into it. How has that experience been for you?
It was incredible. I had so much fun. It honestly, it was a massive goal of mine, and I didn't think I would get there so soon. But yeah, I got to debut this year, and just being in camp, being around the girls, just to be even the squad of 30 was a massive achievement for me. So to actually debut was incredible.
Do you reckon it pushed you more? Like, obviously, because people at home might not understand, there was a 6 or 7 week pre-season that we did prior to the team even being selected. Do you think that really gave a shot in the arm for your game this year because you had such intense training for that period of time as well?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think I've ever gone into a pre-season feeling fitter or even faster. Which is shocking for me because I'm not that fast. But
yeah, you are.
Yeah, or stronger as well. It was big pre-season, obviously for Origin, and then the couple games, and then we went into pre-season for NRL. So yeah, it was a lot of training before, but I think it really helped me out. So.
Off the back of Origin as well, I guess the great privilege that you and your Roosters teammates have is you get to, so many of them are Origin representatives for starters, but your Blues teammates get to keep Strangey for the NRLW season as well. And I think all of us, I mean, you have an amazing assistant coach in the Blues as well in Ruan, but John Strange and what he's been able to build with you guys, just it looks like it's almost the gold standard in the NRLW. Can you give us a bit of an insight in what he's like and what he brings to the Roosters?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard a bad word about Strangey. He's a character for starters, always up for a laugh, a joke, so that's a good start. He brings good morale. He also picks his teams off personality as well as skills, so everyone in the team works hard, works for each other, and we all want to be there for the same reason, which is really good. So everyone works hard for each other. And then, getting to keep him all year round, I've honestly, he's one of the best coaches I've ever had. He picks up the tiniest little things that people don't even think of, and I think a lot of the Origin girls said that don't usually have him, was like, wow, I've never thought of that. And I'm literally learning a new thing every single training session. So yeah, he just brings so much to the table. He's so smart, changes things up every single week, but teaches us everything behind it, and make sure everyone knows their role, which helps us on the field too.
And I had the pleasure of meeting your mum and dad, Jossie, during Origin. They're both very, very proud of you and what you've done. How's the journey been for them as well? Obviously we see the end result of what you've done, but they've been with you the whole time and pushed you.
Yeah, they've driven me to every training session when I was younger, every single sport I wanted to play. Mum still has never missed an NRLW game, even gone to Townsville. Usually drives to Queensland if it's in Brisbane or Gold Coast, which is a big haul from the Central Coast. It's like 9 or 10 hours, so she drives that herself. My parents are my biggest supporters. They come to everything, message me every day, how's training, how's this, how was that. So yeah, a lot of my career is credit to them and everything they did for me growing up.
Wow, driving all the way to Queensland that is so beautiful. I think that it's a great reminder to all of us who are fans of the game that when you guys are out there, you are representing more than just yourself. It is sort of, the dreams of your family, or even, I think, the Venn diagram of representative players, Roosters players, and players from the Central Coast is almost just a circle. There's so many of you who are from there, such a strong sporting community, and the best thing is this week you get to play at home, your spiritual home up in Gosford. That must be special for a lot of the girls on your side.
Yeah, we love being at the coast. So many of our family and friends get to come. You walk through the crowd and because we're such a close-knit community, so many people. And yeah, people that you wouldn't even think would come to your game, and they're yelling at you and being like, you've done so well. And it's really good to be on the coast. And I think hopefully we get a home final, and I think that's on the coast too. So that'll be really special for us to bring a semi to the coast.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be on Thursday night, obviously. With this weather, do you think you'll still get a decent crowd, decent turnout? They love their footy up there.
I think so. I think most of the footy here is done for the local comp. So a lot of people previously would have been at training and games on the Saturdays and Sundays, but now I think a lot of that's all finished up. So I think we'll get a good crowd.
That is so exciting. I can't wait to be up there.
We're going to be there too. We're actually making the trip up the highway.
Yeah.
We decided that's it. We're going to come. We're going to be there in person.
Jocelyn, I just want to talk about something specifically in your own game that I think all of us have noticed and commented on over the last 2 seasons, which is your kicking game. It is just something that's next level. Those big spiral bombs that you can kick and how precise they are, and even your conversions. They've just, the improvement across the women's game in kicking, because I remember in the early days there used to be sort of criticism or comments on maybe not the power isn't there or whatever, but you girls have completely flipped that on its head, and in particular your kick is such a threat. I mean, is that something that has been a really big part of your own focus in your own development over the last 2 years?
Yeah, 100%. I think Strangey said that as well. One of my biggest things that I can bring to the team is my kicking. But I played soccer since I was 4, went through a rep system till I was about 15, and then transitioned into AFL and stuff like that. I've done a bit of kicking work with the Giants as well, GWS, so in the AFLW space. So they really helped me out with that as well. And I think since going there and just working on it over the years, I think it's gotten a lot better. And yeah, there's something I can definitely bring to the game. And I love putting up those bombs, but when they come off really good and someone catches them, you're like, oh, damn it, oh, that was a really good one. But yeah.
I tell you what I have noticed over sort of the last 6 weeks of football, you've reduced the amount of time that you wait at the back. So you do your setup and you do your backwards setup, and then you basically just go straight forward and kick. What's the thought process behind that little change? And this is something obviously, unless you're a mad frother like us, you wouldn't pick up. But why did you make that change, that little technical adjustment?
Yeah, at the start of the year, I was doing the normal process. It obviously takes a long time. All the boys, all the girls that I've ever seen do it, which is just part of the mental process, everything like that. But I was finding that when I was doing that, there's a lot of people in the crowd now that heckle you, and they just give you give you hell and say all these comments and stuff like that. And I found that I was starting to listen to it, and I was getting in my own head about it, and then I'd overthink it and I'd start missing. So the thing is, I just line it up. I trust where I line it up. I've been practicing for years. That's the main thing. And then I just go back, and I don't even look back up after I've lined it up, because I just got to trust that that's where it's going. And yeah, as long as I get good connection on the ball, it usually goes exactly where I've pointed it. So yeah, I've just cut that bit out of the game so that I can get out of my own head, stop overthinking, and stop listening to the people giving me hell in the crowd.
Yeah, that's really smart. Really, really smart. I'll tell you what, it's working, because the highest point scorer in NRLW history, so
helps.
Good adjustment.
that's such valuable insight to hear. That's why you've made that decision. And I think also hearing about the skill set that you've built of going to other codes and your soccer background, as you've said. With your side, I mean, we keep talking about the fact that you just almost a cut above the rest of the competition, and that goes down to these amazing systems you've got going. But I guess I can imagine there's been conversations about, you know, some of the first half performances over the last couple of weeks, and how there has been moments where that your opposition has had opportunity to get up on the scoreboard or to make it that really tight competition, and then in the second half you just come out and blow them out of the water. But is that a focus on, as you get closer to the finals, to tighten things up and to really, you know, stay ahead of the pack?
Yeah, definitely. We've never played 70 minutes this year. We always drop off at some point in the game, but in saying that, we've got so much to improve on every single game. We have not put out our best footy at all. So yeah, we've got so much further to go if everything pulls off. So yeah, we haven't played 70 minutes, and we've done a lot of work at training about going into fatigue and then playing our plays off the back of that. So a lot more running at training and then trying to play off that, trying to get that 70 minutes, even 80 minutes in case anything happens. So yeah, focusing on finally getting 70 minutes under the belt.
Yeah, well, you've got the Sharks Thursday night, grand final rematch from last year. In complete contrast, had the best 35 minutes of football I think I've ever witnessed in that first half last year. And then the Sharks fought back. Like, you know, it's obviously going to be a really tough game, but what's the prep been like? Because obviously Thursday night, shorter week. How does the week look like, and how are you guys feeling heading into tomorrow?
Yeah, we haven't been able to train too much, and obviously the Sharks wouldn't either because of the short turnaround. So yeah, we're just trying to build on everything we've done over the entire year. We know it's going to be a really tough game. Sharks always pull it out, and they've got so many strong players across the board. So this week we're trying to focus on us again, playing that 70 minutes and being relentless, not giving up anything. So yeah, it'll all be focused on us mainly, but yeah.
I can't wait for this
matchup.
matchup.
It's going to be so good.
And am I right in saying that Izzy Kelly was named in the extended bench? So, I mean, she's the best thing ever is that recovery with that oral fracture looks like it's moving kind of smoothly. Am I right in saying that? Because that looked horrific in the photos that she shared. But obviously, as your skipper, she's such an important part, and we really hope to see her back at least for finals.
Yeah, I've honestly never met a stronger person. Like, even that night after the game, she was back at the hotel and we went to see her, and she was chatting to us, trying to get some food down. And then on the plane the next day, she was getting around everyone, still talking to everyone. So I've never met a stronger human in my life. To go through that is insane. And then, yeah, obviously to be back at training so soon is just crazy. But yeah, she's such an incredible human, so strong and a massive leader. And yeah, it really shows in her character.
Wow, you guys are just built different. Jocelyn, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. I think you've given us some great insight into your own game and the inner workings and the success of the Roosters so far. Good luck in the grand final rematch this week and heading into the finals. It's very, very scary that you think you haven't played your best footy yet.
No, it's more scary that they know they haven't played their best football, but also really exciting because bring on the final series. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. Thank you so much for having me.
A massive thank you to Jocelyn for coming on the show. I mean, Ru, I think it's going to give me nightmares. I'm not in an opposition side, but to know that those Roosters are have not played their best footy yet is freaky.
Yeah, and I think I've probably made comment on that over the season where there's been times where they haven't had the completion rate that I know Strangey would have been happy with. And it does petrify me thinking of how good they will be when they just string it together constantly. But they've just got this ability to pull it out of the bag when they need to. But yeah, he'll be wanting to see a bit more consistency out of them for sure.
Holy moly. Well, you are listening to the NRLW Weekly podcast, all thanks to Lite N Easy and Harvey Norman. Bonus gift cards with selected TVs, fridges and more now at Harvey Norman.
Well, now it's my favourite segment time.
Is it?
Marlee, what's caught my sideline eye?
I've got two things. Actually, first of all, I have a reveal.
Yep.
That I forgot that I wanted to actually show you. I've got a new T-shirt.
Okay.
And it's really cool, and I wanted to show people because it's from a designer. And it just says fun. It says fund women's sport.
Yep.
And it's a charity sale. The handle on Instagram is at Bad Luck Zizzy, Zizzy.
Yep.
She's based in Melbourne. All the sales from these shirts, there's 2 colorways. There was a brown one, and then this red one came out, and I really like how bright it is. And yeah, you can order them, and they go back to local footy teams.
How good.
Which is really cool. So
what's the handle again?
Bad Luck Zizzy, Zizzy. Shout out. Really cool stuff. So I just wanted to show the people that. It's also, I just love a really bright colour in a T-shirt. And she's a very nice shape. So
oh, yeah. Oh, I like the brown one too.
Yeah. Very cool colourways. There you go.
Yeah, that's me.
So that's my one thing. It's, sideline
like
away from the field. I've been looking at that. I love a shirt that like has a message too. So I've got quite a few that just have these different things on them. But the other one from the Newcastle game on the weekend, where I was up there at McDonald Jones Stadium, and I had the most beautiful moment for the NRLW Knights debutante Fane Finau. Her family showed up and made themselves heard from the second she ran out onto that field when they like read out the team list.
Yeah.
There was so many of them, and they all had shirts with her name on, big signs, and every time she touched the ball, I mean, in her first touch, she looked like she was going to score a try.
Oh, yeah, she was likely all day.
She had an incredible debut game, scored a try, and just after she scored, I went into the crowd and sat with her family and talked to her mum. And her mum, Mele, made me cry immediately. She was so emotional, speaking about how it was her dad, so Fane's grandfather, his dream to see her play in the NRLW, and he'd recently passed away, and it was just so special. Again, like Jocelyn was saying, right, with her family, what the sacrifices they've made, and how they still drive to Queensland for games and stuff. Like, as we were saying to her, like, all of our athletes in this game represent more than themselves. So it was just such a special moment to have like quite an emotional moment with her. And then at the end of the game, I spoke to Fane, and she was very emotional as well. And it just makes me so happy. It's one of my favourite things in the world to see in our game. I think it's so special.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember listening to the interview, and we were mid-call, and I was tearing up, and I had like a big lump in my throat, and I had to have a drink of water just to calm down a little bit, because it was so emotional. And yeah, you're right. Like, you just see what it means to the families to see their loved ones succeed.
Yeah.
And then just the memory of the loved ones who aren't with us anymore, how much they wanted them to succeed, and that you always carry that with you.
Absolutely.
And obviously, because I come from a big sporting family as well, and a very similar sort of background, Fijian background, so I know how much family means in Pacifica culture, and to see that, it was a really beautiful moment.
It's the best ever. So yeah, that really, it warmed my sideline heart and it stayed in my sideline eye.
Your sideline heart.
All right, let's get stuck into your questions. We love getting your questions. Make sure you're getting them in, because considering it's the last round of the regular season, we are quickly racing towards the end of the season, and you won't have the chance to be heard for another year. So get them in there. First one comes from Matilda. Matilda asks, which player is your pick for the Dalian medal and why? Tough.
Yeah.
I think you were saying who was it that was at the top of the list before they went behind closed doors? Izzy, of course. But then now she's been out. But then
she was out for a couple of weeks, and Julia Robinson was right on her heels.
Wowee.
And in the last, I'd say, like month of football, Tamika Upton has taken it to another, like she's gone I don't think she's even in 5th year yet. She might have just clicked into 5th year.
Yeah.
And she's got another couple of years.
Yeah,
it's incredible. So I think she'd be right up there as well.
Yep.
Taryn Aiken, since she came back from that shoulder injury, I imagine would poll very high, as would Olivia Kernick.
Yeah.
The two of them for the Roosters would poll really highly. It's a real tough one. And then Julia Robinson was out last week.
Yeah,
she rested last week.
Yeah.
So
it might be very, very close.
It will be very, very close. It will be, but
could even have a tie, like we did
with Emma and Millie a few years ago. But I think it could be a really tight race between Tamika Upton and Olivia Kernick.
Wow!
Only because Taryn missed the first
couple of games.
month or so with that shoulder injury. However, I feel like she would poll pretty highly consistently since then.
I dare say
it could be any one of those 5.
Yeah,
like it actually really could.
How good is that?
Actually, really could.
Yeah. Gosh, I know. Yeah, you get the feeling Tamika could do it again.
Mm.
What, she only won 2 years ago?
Mm.
Her and Kaylin won that year because they were both at the Knights. It was a big night for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, let's see. All right, the next one comes from M. M asks, which player has been the biggest bolter or surprise packet of the season so far, and why? Who's been the biggest surprise?
Well, I think my rookie of the year is Caitlin Turnbull.
Yeah.
Like she's out of the blue bolter.
Exactly, yeah.
I think she's definitely my rookie of the year. It's hard to go overall one because there's been so many, there's so many great players.
Yeah.
I also think Marlee for the Warriors is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably doesn't get spoken about a lot. And I know she's done a hammy, so that's no good, the news. But she's been a really good one. I've liked that find this year. Caitlin Turnbull, obviously, as I spoke about, as a rookie.
Yep.
But then we've seen a lot like that Farnay Finau.
Yeah.
Like young girls that are coming through and just playing good footy.
Yeah.
Like even Steph Faulkner from the Sharkies coming through, young girl. But Emma Verren,
oh my God,
has killed it. She
She's back to, remember her breakout year, her first year in NRLW, and it felt like, and I've spoken to a few of the girls about this, those couple of rugby sevens converts who came across, and Emma was very much at the forefront of this. They changed NRLW. I think the way that, because they'd come from being full-time athletes.
Well, they're professional athletes. But it's also really interesting because Emma is not a rugby convert.
She came back to NRLW.
She came back to NRLW.
I mean.
So she actually played and then went and had a great career, glittering Olympic career, and then came back to the sport and brought that professionalism across.
Exactly.
And I think she's
back to in terms of the way that, I don't know, she's never been not this consistently amazing player, but I don't know, taking it back to another level this year.
Yeah, and I think it's also evidenced with her Origin campaign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too.
Yeah.
But so my bolter is probably my rookie.
Yeah, love
of
that.
the year. But there's some great performances all across.
Absolutely.
I could give you a couple of names from each team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you do your team of the year again?
Yeah,
we did that last year.
You know what we'll do? We'll do a team of the year and we'll do a rookie team.
Yeah.
Should we do that?
Let's do it.
Jordan's in the background going.
Yeah, nod, let's go.
And he's just making a note going, have to remind Rowan to do that.
All right. Thank you for your questions. Like I said, keep sending them in for our final couple of weeks on air. It's now time to get into our tips, this preview for round 11, the last round of the regular season in the NRLW. As we said to Jocelyn, first game of the round, huge one, Thursday night. You can catch it live and free on 9 and 9 now. We'll be up in Gosford where hopefully it's not raining too much.
Yes,
and the Roosters are hosting the Sharks.
Yeah, Gosford. And obviously Izzy Kelly is named to start in the centres. Hopefully she's good to go. Well, she'd play anyway.
Yeah.
She's that tough.
She'd do it without a limb.
I think all the Sharkies fans are going, just one more week. Just take another week off. You'll be all right. But this is going to be a really big test for the Sharks, especially dropping that game last week against the Bulldogs. They will definitely need to tidy up a lot of that discipline. Otherwise, the Roosters will run away with it. And that did hurt them against the Bulldogs last week. So they'll be looking to fix that up. It's going to be a really hard game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a really, really hard game for both sides. I think the rain might bring it back in to the Sharks' wheelhouse a little bit more. It might tighten things up a little bit. But then again, as soon as it rains, you have to make sure that your comms are right on the money, because the Roosters will turn big players under and then you get your inside shoulder caught and you're not making effective tackles, and then they just get a roll on and you can't stop it. So
I think
it's going to be a big ask.
The mental game for this one is quite interesting, because I get the feeling that last week when we saw the Bulldogs beat the Sharks, with how many previous Sharks players were in that dog side, and I spoke to them after, and they have just been so gun-ho to beat the Sharks because obviously they know the side so well and obviously used to be teammates with the girls. I feel like it's almost with the Sharks this week, the mental game, because they broke their hearts last year in the grand final. And remember, the regular season game, it was the end of the 8 week.
It was a flogging as well.
And it was the 8 weeks straight from the Sharks, and then the Roosters broke them.
It was a 40-0
Yeah,
or
it was
something?
crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, I imagine that plays a part with how much they'll be up for this match.
Yeah, look, I don't think it'll be front of mind for the Sharks, but it will be like a watermark on a page. It's there, but it's not. It doesn't draw your immediate focus, but it is there. And that is a really terrible analogy. Sorry about that. But anyway.
That's all right. That's fine. I was going with it. I never questioned you, Ru. Like, you go with what you want to go with. I think me even like calling that out shows you why I've never been a particularly good athlete, because I'm too emotional. Like I would be like, they hurt me.
Like you can use it, but emotion only lasts so long.
Yeah.
So, this is cliche that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So if you are really amped up and you go, yeah, we're going to do this, and you say, and like you'll be all amped up and good to go, but that burns out really, really quickly.
Right.
And then the only thing that can save you is your underpinning knowledge, your foundational work, everything that you've done, every 1%er that you've done leading up to that moment. That's the only thing that can actually save you, because this burns off really quick.
Yeah, right.
Emotion burns off.
Okay.
And then what you're left with is the bones of what you've been doing every single day.
Right.
And all of your habits, all of your systems. Like we it's spoken about and probably not explained properly what systems are and how important that is, but that's what you fall back to. You don't rise to the level, like I said, you don't rise to what you aspire to do. You fall to what you do every day, what your habits are.
Yeah, right.
And what you build consistently. So yeah, you'll use that bit of emotion, and there'll be that bit of gung-ho at the start, and then you'll see it settle into a real sort of arm wrestle of a game. And then there'll be like little spikes of emotion here and there, but it burns out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then again, you fall back to like what you do consistently.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, so
okay, well, that makes sense.
You are right. It just doesn't last that long.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's just a quick shot, little adrenaline dump, and then it burns off pretty quick.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be a great game Thursday night anyway. Friday, we have, the Eels and the Bulldogs. Eels being bolstered by the fact that they can potentially end up in the 6.
Yeah.
But the Bulldogs coming off the momentum of a great win last week.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I said this earlier, there's some great matchups this round.
Yeah.
Like really, really good. And I think every single game is a great game.
Yeah.
And exactly, like the Eels at the start of the year probably weren't thinking they'd be in this position. Well, actually, that's not true.
That first
game,
they
started
very well.
And then it kind of petered off a little bit.
Yeah.
And then now they've sort of found themselves back in a position where they're potentially pushing for finals. So they'll be really excited to get that happening as well. I have a feeling the Bulldogs are going to spoil the party.
I do too. I'm biased.
Of course you do. But I really do. I think the Bulldogs might spoil the party here.
Yeah, okay.
Just because if they can stay with the way that they played last week, that's their blueprint for success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that I was just thinking, as I said that, I was like, just more dad jokes for one. Blueprint.
Anyway,
okay. So yeah, I think the Bulldogs might spoil the party for the Eels.
Definitely. Our next game will be a Queensland derby on Saturday. Broncos and Cowboys, another great matchup.
Absolutely. And it's so like the Broncos have such a great brand of football. They've got so much attacking flair. But the Cowboys do too.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys are one team that they'll attack from yardage. So they'll attack from a kick return. And they're quite happy to do it.
Yeah.
And they're very good at it.
Yeah.
You got your Abigail Roach, Crystal Blackwell, Fran Goldthorpe had a great game last week. Those guys, and Jasmine Peters and Noja Kaya, obviously, with that injury. But they've got such a great backline. So I think this will be a really good game. And we're sort of starting to see the best out of the pack for the Cowboys too.
Yeah.
And I think they'll really push them. And I like the pairing of Dib and Rosie Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like it. So it's going to be a really big ask. And I know that the Broncos are really heavy favourites for this one, but I feel like the Cowboys will push them.
Yeah.
Will really, really push them. Like, it's hard to go against the Broncos.
Yeah.
It's hard to go against them because they do have that. But I feel like the Cowboys can really take the game to them this week.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. All right, the next game, the one that I think a lot of us will have our eyes on, because the Titans keep their finals hopes alive if they are able to get it over the Raiders.
Yeah. And they're going to have a really big challenge because the Raiders were good last week.
They were.
I know the scoreline against the Roosters doesn't reflect that.
But that first half, they were all in it.
They were there, and it was just that the Roosters scored just before and just after the break.
Yeah.
And that can sometimes break a bit of your spirit.
Mm.
But they didn't lose the fight. They kept coming back to it, which I really love.
Yeah.
But I think I'm started to see some really great signs out of the Titans. Yeah, I feel like they've found some flair.
Yeah.
And I know that they lost last week as well.
Yeah.
But they were in that game.
They were.
And after the first 10 minminutes, I honestly thought, I was like, oh no, they're going to get 50 put on.
Yeah.
Like the way that the Knights were playing.
Yeah, it was just error, Georgia Gray out with HIA, Cat Run, done.
And they had a lot of injuries and they had a lot of reshuffling.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can have, like, if they don't have to deal with that this week, it might, be a bit less fractured for them. But obviously still no Chapo, even though she wants to be back as quickly as possible. I think they're not going to try and push it if there's any chance of re-injuring.
There's absolutely no
and Montgomery's been doing a good job.
She has.
At fullback for them, like the young girl. So it's going to be a really tough one here. I feel like the Titans, because they've got finals to play for and it's at home for them, I feel like they're going to get the job done. Yeah. But the Raiders, you can't discount them.
Yeah. I think the kicking game of Loz Brown on Sunday, just those couple little grubbers, she just perfectly placed behind the goalpost. Like, I was like, oh, this is exciting.
And even the one off the inside of the foot back in, and normally Chapo's running that line. Yeah. But still had bodies there.
Yeah.
Still getting results. But then it'll be the long kicking game of Zahara Tamara that could hurt the Titans.
Yeah.
So they've got to be really on the
and it's
on the money there.
They've got nothing to lose.
No, exactly. So they're always dangerous.
Scary. Oh my goodness. All right. Come Sunday, I'll be getting straight off a flight from Auckland at 8 a.m. and driving all the way out to beautiful Campbelltown for a Tigers v Warriors matchup. Again, two teams who aren't in finals contention but want to finish their seasons on a high.
Yeah, and they definitely. It's going to be a tough one for the Tigers because they're also missing Caitlin Turnbull. She's out, unfortunately. I have liked Harmony Crichton since she's come back into the lineup. She's done really, really well. And, of course, Sala Tongatuki with that freakish try. He just ran around everybody to score. And Kezi Apps, they're both consistent performers. Good, and it's also great to see Montana Clifford back. Yeah. I think she adds a lot to their forward pack. I just feel that even with missing Maliapo, the Warriors are going to be very, very strong, even though it's an away game for them. Yeah. I just feel like they're going to be very strong. Emanita Pucky in at 6, Tarua Quedley at 7, and Capri Paco starting at 9. Yep. I think they'll probably drive the Warriors home.
Yep, I get that feeling as well. And then the final matchup will be against the Knights and the Dragons. The Knights obviously got that great win. Jessie at her best, as we've spoken about last week. Dragons, again, nothing to lose, makes a team very dangerous.
Yeah, and Tegan Berry makes a team dangerous too.
Doesn't she just?
She's just, and she had an incredible game last week in a beaten side, a well-beaten side. I thought she was very good for them. But I do feel like the Knights are going to be too strong here. And also they've got a lot to play for because they're coming into finals. They want to make sure their output is exactly what the coach wants. Yeah. And that they're building for that final series. But it'll be a toughie for the young Dragons, but again, a great learning experience for them because they're looking to the future. Yep. And as hard as it is now, in 2 years' time, they are going to be flying. Yeah. So sometimes you just have to go through a tough patch and just trust that when you come out of it, you're going to be better for it. And you will because there's so many young players on this lineup. But also great to see Finau still starting.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, make sure you're getting around these games because for half the competition, this is their last game of the NRLW season for 2025. We have had one of the most incredible seasons we've seen in the NRLW short history because of the incredible talent we have across it. Yep. So for this weekend, make sure, hey, there's not many men's games to watch, but you can just still lock in from Thursday to Sunday with back-to-back footy. So you want to be tuning in on 9 and 9 now or get to a game. If you're around the Sydney coast, get to Gosford on Thursday night. Get to Parramatta Friday. Yep. Get wherever you can because it's going to be so exciting and you don't want to miss it.
And the best thing about the Friday game too, it's 6 o'clock kickoff?
I think 5:40.
5:40 kickoff.
Yeah.
So just before 6.
Yeah.
So you can just finish work, just finish school,
work,
whatever.
come across.
Yeah. Grab some hot chippies.
Oh,
while
there's
you're there.
beautiful restaurant precinct in Parramatta
Yep,
as well. You
yep.
can go after.
Yeah. Grab something to eat.
Perfect.
Go there, and then you can still be home and for a decent night's sleep.
Yeah, that's what we like.
Yep.
That's what we like, an early night.
100%.
Thank you so much for your wisdom as always, Ru. Thank you for listening at home. If you're enjoying the NRLW Weekly podcast, share some of Ru's wisdom with someone you know who loves the women's game. This has all been thanks to Lite N Easy and Harvey Norman. We'll catch you next week.